Hola, hello, and welcome. I'm so happy that you're here, my friend. Thank you for taking the time to click on this video and to watch the entire thing. So, before we get started, my name is Riselle, the traveling island girl on social media. I'm a longtime resident of the island of St. Martin, and I have posted so many videos in the past about the things that you need to know about my beloved paradise before you get here. So, if you are traveling to St. Martin or you're thinking about planning a trip here, then definitely you have found the channel for you, but more importantly, you have found your local friend. Now, before we dive into today's topic of conversation, which promises to be another juicy one, I am going to tell you all of the things that you need to know about St. Martin before you get here that you didn't even know you needed to know about. All right, before we get started, I have epic news, my friend. Epic news, because I have done something big. You know, as a longtime resident of St. Martin, I've been living here for 23 years, and I share a lot of information on my social media here on my YouTube channel, on my podcast, Paradise Perspectives. I share all of the things that you need to know as a visitor before you get here. So, as you can imagine, I get a lot of questions from you all asking me things like, which one is your best beach? Where should we stay? What area is safest? Should we rent a car? What time of the year should we visit St. Martin? And to be honest, I got a little tired of answering the same questions over and over again. So I did something epic. I have put all of that information that I have shared over the years in my videos and what I talk about on social media and all of my secret hidden spots and my local things that I love to do and my favorite restaurants, my favorite accommodations, the things that I think that you as a visitor need to know to be able to experience this particular beloved island of mine as a local. And in a very authentic way, I have put that all in one PDF, and that is now available to you. Watch this. So I have printed it out because it's over 120 pages of valuable information here. So this is it. And I am so effing proud of this. I cannot tell you how proud I am of this e-guide. So it is an ebook and it has all of the links to the websites that you need to visit to be able to plan the best trip to St. Martin ever, right? Now, let's see if I can hold it because it's just loose pages, but here you go. Look at that, all of that great information. Everything that you need to know about St. Martin is right here in the 120 plus pages. And best news ever, it is now available to you. So like I said, things like best beaches, the best accommodations, the accommodations that I recommend, my recommendations for restaurants, all of the most frequently asked questions, all of those are answered in this. But I have also included as a bonus at the end, the last chapter is a how to plan a day trip to Anguilla. And I have gathered all of my local vendor friends with, local people that have businesses that you can benefit from when you're here. I've gathered them all in one chapter, and I call this chapter the Traveling Island Girl Exclusive Offers. Yes, my friend, you as a reader of this e-guide are going to get some hot deals from my friends. They're going to give you some discounts or maybe a gift or something, but you're going to get something out of it. And the links to their information is all there, how you can contact them and all of that good stuff. Now, how can you get your hands on this? That's super simple. All you have to do is after you finished watching this whole video, you go down to the description box right below this video and you will find a link that will take you to the storefront where you can then purchase this. I thank you in advance for purchasing this guide because it helps me very much, and it helps me come here again and again to share more of my island experiences, my island lifestyle, my travel tips, etc. So thank you for your support. Okay, now as promised, let's dive into today's topic. What you need to know about the island of St. Martin before you get here that you didn't even know you needed to know about. Number one, let's go back actually to a story. I need to tell you a story before I dive into number one. I was traveling to Orlando and I met up with another YouTuber, which is an amazing YouTuber. So if you're going to Orlando, you need to follow this girl right here. She is just amazing. So Krista and I were supposed to meet up, and I told her, I will send you a WhatsApp. So she was like, a WhatsApp? Either she had never downloaded it before or she never heard of it before. I don't really recall exactly what it was. And at that point, I realized that what we here in St. Martin take as a given is actually not something that everybody is familiar with. So whether you have the app or not, I want you to realize that everybody here on St. Martin uses WhatsApp. So if you do not have it on your phone, please download it before you get here, because it is going to serve you well. I mean, everybody from taxi drivers to restaurants to, car rentals, they're all using WhatsApp, and it is the best way to get in touch with anyone. So that is on number one today of things that you didn't know you needed to know about St. Martin, and that is download the WhatsApp app. WhatsApp app, yeah. Number two is something that I have talked about frequently on this channel. It is in my packing list video. It is on, it's also in other videos that I've done about things that you need to know as a first timer coming to St. Martin. And that is to please pack a converter plug. And the reason for that is very simple. St. Martin is half Dutch, half French. So the French side uses the 220 voltage, which is the two round ones plug, that you so often see in Europe. So that is what they use over there. So if you are renting an accommodation on the French side, or you're planning on renting a hotel room for your stay on the French side, then you definitely need to pack yourself a converter plug. It can come in super, super handy. Number three on today's list is, can I work remotely in St. Martin? This is a question that I do not get frequent at all. So I've decided to actually include this in this video because, well, it's not a frequently asked question, but I think it's super important for those of you who may have thought of actually having a more extended stay on the island. So if that is your plan, then my answer to that question is yes, you can definitely work remotely here. But I will be completely honest with you. It is, how should I put it? It comes with its sets of challenges. The island could have, like right now it is summer, and it is a summer from hell so far because our electricity company is having some issues on the Dutch side, and so we're having some frequent blackouts. So of course, when blackouts happen, Wi-Fi's may not work, the data coverage is not exactly the best. But there is always a solution. There are companies or places that you can go to that have Wi-Fi and that have the best internet on the island. The internet may not be as fast as what you're used to back home, but believe me, you can still get work done. And I am proof of that fact because I'm a digital creator, so I work online all the time. That is how I work, and I work remotely as well. Number four on this list, let's talk a little bit about those of you who are planning to stay in a hotel or in a villa on the island and you want to go to the beach. Duh, obviously, that is one of the main reasons why you're coming here, right? So a lot of hotels and a lot of even villas will not have beach chairs that you can take with you to explore some of the other beaches that are not in your immediate area. So if you want to do that, then there are companies that rent beach chairs. You can also, of course, go to a place like Costulas and buy yourself a beach chair. Now, this is something that I can imagine you don't want to drag that beach chair back to where you live. So yes, there are places where you can rent them, and I even mentioned that in my guide, where you can get two companies, one on the French side and one on the Dutch side, that rent beach chairs and so much more. And number five on this list of things that you needed to know about St. Martin that you didn't even know you needed to know about is, of course, the parking situation. If you are heading to places like Marigot and Philipsburg, the downtown area of French side and the downtown area of the Dutch side, you're going to see that parking is an issue. So what I want you to just know about this before you get here, especially those of you who are thinking of renting a car, parking can be an issue. So instead of going for the biggest car that you can find, go with something smaller that is easily that you could stick it in between places. All right? If you go early enough to Phillipsburg and Marigot, you will find parking. But if you leave it for later on in the day, then chances are parking is going to be an issue. Now, another thing that you need to know about, especially Phillipsburg, is that it is near, right next, you could say, the cruise ship dock. St. Maarten is a popular cruise ship destination. So on those days that there are ships in port, you may not even want to go to Phillipsburg just because it is so crowded. And actually, to be honest with you, whenever there's a ship in port, you are going to get cruise tourists all over the island. So it tends to be a little busier than usual on those days. So imagine traffic, a little bit of, overcrowding, etc., especially on the most popular spots, like the Maho Beach, where you see the planes land, and other spots on the island. Now, one thing that I can give you, an advice that I can give you, is to go to the Port of St. Maarten website, because that is where you're going to find a whole schedule of when and how many ships are going to be on port on that day. And you can then plan around that. I would suggest you go to Phillipsburg and other popular spots on days that there are either no cruise ships in port or only one. Because once it gets over one cruise ship, it is a lot busier on this island. Speaking of great websites that you need to actually go to when you're here, is the one for the airport of St. Maarten. The Princess Juliana International Airport has a website, sxmairport.com, and I've already given that to you in a previous video before, if I'm not mistaken. But I think this is a crucial one that you need to know if you are planning to visit the Maho Beach, where you see the planes land and take off. It is one of the most visited sites on the island. But if you want to get your picture taken with one of those landing planes, then I suggest going to the SXM Airport arrival list and go to the beach around the time when these planes are scheduled to land. So go to the side, check out the arrivals list, make sure that you make notes of that and that you can plan accordingly so that you do not miss any of these fabulous landings. And that was it for this very short list and this video. I thank you again very much for watching it until this point. Don't forget, if you want to get your hands on this ebook, you need to now go to the description box right now. Go right now. It is in the description box. You will find a link where it's going to take you to the storefront where you can get your hands on this fantastic e-guide. Even though I say so myself, I am so fudging proud of this. And you will be very happy with this purchase because it is going to save you a lot of time. It is going to answer all of your questions, and you get to experience this island like you're traveling with a local friend, which is me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Riselle, the Traveling Island Girl, signing off. I'll be back next week, hopefully with another video. Thank you again. Bye-bye. Sayonara. Ciao.